In a digital economy often shaped by speculation and centralized control, Pi Network emerges as a radical alternative. It's not a system designed by bankers or financiers. It's engineered by visionaries who understand the power of incorruptible code and quantum architecture. Every transaction within the Pi ecosystem is mirrored in quantum nodes, ensuring transparency and resilience. Fraud attempts collapse instantly against a framework that cannot be manipulated. Pi Network is quickly becoming one of the most talked about projects in the crypto world. With its unique approach to mobile mining, it promises to make cryptocurrency more accessible than ever before. But beyond the hype, what really sets Pi apart? In this breakdown, we'll explore what makes Pi Network different, uncover both the exciting opportunities and the key challenges it faces, and reveal the real facts behind its bold claims. You'll also hear what experts are saying about the project and gain the insights you need to form your own informed perspective on whether Pi is truly the future of digital money. Because by the end of this breakdown, you'll see Pi Network in a way you've never seen it before, and you might just realize why so many people believe it's not just another coin, but the beginning of a financial revolution. But today, I'm going to explain to you the rise of Pi and how it could soon become a game changer. Let's greet and welcome my incredible pioneers from around the world. Whether you're watching from Nigeria, Papua New Guinea, United States, India, Philippines, Canada, Kenya, or anywhere else on this beautiful planet, I'm absolutely thrilled to share this incredible news with you today. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you're always in the loop with the latest Pi Network updates. And don't forget to drop a comment saying, Pi Network to the moon, along with your country and flag. Let's fill the comments with pioneer pride and show the world how powerful and united our global community really is. Pi Network launched in 2019 with a simple but ambitious goal: make cryptocurrency accessible to everyone. Unlike Bitcoin, which requires expensive mining equipment that uses tons of electricity, Pi claims you can mine their cryptocurrency right from your smartphone. The project was created by a team of Stanford graduates who wanted to solve some of crypto's biggest problems. They saw that regular people were being left out of the crypto revolution because mining Bitcoin had become too expensive and complicated. Here's how it works. You download the Pi app, verify your identity, and then simply press a button once every 24 hours to continue mining. No complex setup, no expensive hardware, and no huge electricity bills. But here's where it gets interesting, and this is something many people don't realize. Pi tokens aren't actually being mined in the traditional sense. The app is more like a reservation system, keeping track of how many Pi tokens you'll receive when the network fully launches. Pi Network has attracted over 47 million users worldwide. That's more than the population of many countries. This massive community is one of Pi's strongest assets. What makes this community special? Unlike other crypto projects where people just buy and hold tokens, Pi users are actively engaged every day. They're building the ecosystem from the ground up. The community includes developers creating apps, businesses preparing to accept Pi as payment, and millions of regular people who believe in the vision of accessible cryptocurrency. But here's what's really fascinating. This community grew entirely through word of mouth and referrals. Pi Network hasn't spent millions on advertising like other crypto projects. Instead, they've built something that people genuinely want to share with their friends and family. However, and this is important, a large community doesn't automatically mean a successful cryptocurrency. We need to look deeper at the technology and progress. Let's dive into the technical side, but I'll keep it simple. Pi Network uses something called the Stellar Consensus Protocol. This is different from Bitcoin's energy-intensive mining system. Instead of computers competing to solve complex puzzles, Pi uses a network of trusted nodes to validate transactions. The team claims this approach is more environmentally friendly and allows for faster, cheaper transactions. This sounds great in theory, but here's what you need to know about the current reality. As of 2025, Pi Network is still not fully launched on what they call the open mainnet. This means Pi tokens can't be freely traded on major exchanges yet. The project has been in development for over 5 years, which is unusually long for a cryptocurrency project. The team says they're being careful and want to build everything properly before opening up completely. They're focusing on KYC, Know Your Customer verification, and building a strong ecosystem of apps and services. Some people see this slow approach as responsible development. Others worry it's taking too long and question whether the project will ever fully launch. Here's where Pi Network gets really interesting. They're not just building a cryptocurrency, they're building an entire ecosystem. The Pi ecosystem includes a growing marketplace where businesses can sell products and services for Pi tokens. There's also a chat platform, social media features, and various apps being developed by community members. Some businesses around the world have already started accepting Pi tokens as payment, even though they're not yet tradable on major exchanges. This shows real faith in the project's future. The team has also introduced Pi Browser, which lets users access decentralized applications built on the Pi network. This is their vision of Web3, a decentralized internet where users control their own data and digital assets. But let's be realistic about where things stand today. While these developments are promising, the ecosystem is still quite small compared to established blockchain platforms like Ethereum or Binance Smart Chain. The success of Pi's ecosystem will ultimately depend on whether they can attract enough developers and businesses to build meaningful applications and services. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Pi Network has faced criticism and skepticism from parts of the crypto community. It's important we discuss these concerns honestly. First concern: is Pi Network a scam? This is probably the most common question. Based on available evidence, Pi Network doesn't appear to be a traditional scam. The team is real, they're from Stanford, and they've been consistently developing the project for years. However, being legitimate doesn't automatically mean the project will be successful. Second concern: why is it taking so long to launch? This is a fair question. Most cryptocurrency projects launch much faster than Pi Network. The team says they're being extra careful and want to avoid the security issues that have plagued other projects. Whether this caution is justified or indicates deeper problems is something each person needs to decide for themselves. Third concern: what will Pi tokens actually be worth? Nobody knows for sure, and anyone who claims to know is not being honest with you. The value will depend on demand, utility, and how well the ecosystem develops. Some people believe Pi could be very valuable due to its large community. Others worry that with so many tokens distributed to so many people, the individual value might be quite low. Fourth concern: is mobile mining real? This is where we need to be very clear. What you're doing on your phone isn't actually mining in the traditional sense. You're more like reserving your spot in line to receive tokens when the network fully launches. The app uses very little battery and data because it's not performing complex calculations. The cryptocurrency community has mixed opinions about Pi Network. Supporters point to the massive user base, the consistent development progress, and the innovative approach to making crypto accessible to everyone. They see Pi as potentially revolutionary because it could bring cryptocurrency to billions of people who have smartphones but no access to traditional crypto exchanges. Critics worry about the long development timeline and question whether the project can deliver on its ambitious promises. Some experienced crypto investors are concerned that the hype around Pi doesn't match the current technical achievements. Independent blockchain analysts have noted that while Pi Network's approach is interesting, the project still needs to prove itself with a successful mainnet launch and real-world adoption. What's important to remember is that in the crypto space, projects can go from unknown to extremely valuable very quickly, but they can also fail just as fast. Pi Network is still writing its story. So, how should you approach Pi Network? Here's my honest advice. First, if you're interested, there's no financial risk to joining. The app is free and you're not investing money up front. The only investment is a few seconds of your time each day. Second, keep your expectations realistic. Don't quit your job expecting Pi to make you rich. Treat it as an interesting experiment that might pay off in the future. Third, do your own research. Don't rely on just one source of information, including this video. Read multiple perspectives, check official announcements from the Pi team, and stay informed about developments. Fourth, be prepared for uncertainty. The crypto space is unpredictable, and newer projects like Pi carry additional risks compared to established cryptocurrencies. Fifth, never invest more time or emotional energy than you can afford to lose. While Pi doesn't require money up front, some people become so focused on the project that it affects other areas of their life. The next major milestone is the complete launch of the open mainnet, which would allow Pi tokens to be freely traded. The team has been gradually moving toward this goal, but hasn't set a definite timeline. If Pi Network succeeds in launching successfully and building a thriving ecosystem, it could indeed become a significant player in the cryptocurrency space. The large user base gives it a potential advantage that newer projects don't have. However, success is not guaranteed. The cryptocurrency space is extremely competitive, and many projects with great ideas have failed to achieve their goals. What we can say is that Pi Network has already achieved something remarkable, building one of the largest cryptocurrency communities in the world without requiring people to invest money up front. Whether they can turn this community into a successful cryptocurrency remains to be seen. Mark your calendars, pioneers. February 20th, 2025 is not just another date. It's the day that could change everything. This is when Pi Network plans to launch its open mainnet, transitioning from a closed ecosystem to live, tradable cryptocurrency. But what does this really mean for you? Think of it like this. For years, you've been collecting treasure in a locked chest. The mainnet launch is when we finally get the key to open that chest and see what's inside. The development team has been working tirelessly to ensure this transition is smooth, secure, and compliant with global regulations. They're not rushing because they understand that when you're building the future of money, you can't afford to make mistakes. The team has conducted extensive testing phases, including the enclosed mainnet that has been running since December 2021. This testing period allowed them to identify and fix potential issues, optimize network performance, and ensure that the system can handle millions of users simultaneously. During this preparation phase, the Pi Network has also been working closely with regulatory bodies worldwide. Unlike many crypto projects that launch first and deal with regulations later, Pi Network is taking the opposite approach. They're ensuring compliance from day one, which provides much more stability and legitimacy for long-term growth. Here's what makes this launch different from other cryptocurrency projects. Most crypto launches are driven by speculation and hype, with little real-world utility. Pi Network has spent years building actual use cases, real communities, and genuine adoption before going live on exchanges. The February 2025 launch will mark several historic firsts. It will be the first major cryptocurrency that was primarily mined on mobile devices to reach full mainnet status. It will also be one of the first crypto projects to have built substantial utility and community engagement before becoming tradable. For pioneers like Sarah, this date represents the culmination of years of patience and daily commitment. The coins they've been accumulating will finally have market value, and the ecosystem they've helped build will be open to the entire world. Here's something that makes Pi Network truly special. You don't need expensive equipment or technical knowledge to participate. While Bitcoin miners spend thousands of dollars on specialized computers, Pi Network democratized cryptocurrency mining through your smartphone. This simple approach has attracted over 60 million users worldwide. That's larger than the population of most countries. Every day, millions of people contribute to network security just by proving they're real humans through the mobile app. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Pi Network isn't just about mining coins. It's about building a complete digital economy. Right now, within the Pi ecosystem, people are already using PiCoins for real transactions. Community marketplaces are emerging where you can buy and sell goods using PiCoins. Developers are creating apps and services that accept Pi as payment. Digital artists are selling their work for PiCoins. This organic growth is creating real demand and utility, which is exactly what you want to see in any successful cryptocurrency. Pi Network is positioning itself as the people's gateway into Web3, the next generation of the internet where users own their data and control their digital assets. Traditional cryptocurrency has been difficult for regular people to access, but Pi Network is changing that. In developing countries especially, where access to traditional banking is limited, Pi Network offers a new path to financial inclusion. Your smartphone becomes your bank, your mining rig, and your gateway to the global economy. The strength of Pi Network lies in its community. From students in Nigeria to entrepreneurs in India, from teachers in Brazil to engineers in Vietnam, pioneers from every corner of the world are united by a common vision. This isn't just about individual wealth, it's about collective empowerment. When millions of people have access to cryptocurrency through an easy-to-use platform, it creates opportunities that didn't exist before. Pi Network uses a unique consensus algorithm called Stellar Consensus Protocol, which is both energy efficient and secure. Unlike Bitcoin, which consumes enormous amounts of electricity, Pi Network is environmentally friendly while maintaining strong security. The network is designed to handle thousands of transactions per second, making it practical for everyday use. Whether you're buying coffee or sending money to family in another country, Pi Network aims to make these transactions fast, cheap, and simple. As we approach the mainnet launch, successful pioneers are taking specific actions to position themselves for success. They're engaging with the Pi ecosystem, exploring the marketplace, and understanding how the technology works. The most prepared pioneers are those who see beyond just holding coins. They're thinking about how to use Pi Network's tools and platforms to create value for themselves and others. Imagine a world where sending money to your family in another country doesn't require expensive wire transfers or high fees. Picture small businesses that can accept payments from customers anywhere in the world without needing complex banking relationships. This is the vision that Pi Network is working toward, making cryptocurrency useful for real people in real situations, not just for speculation and trading. The journey to mainnet hasn't been without challenges. Building a secure, scalable, and compliant cryptocurrency network takes time. The team has prioritized doing things right over doing things fast, which is why we've seen delays, but every delay has been used to improve the network, enhance security, and ensure compliance with regulations around the world. This careful approach increases the chances of long-term success. The Pi Network community has achieved something remarkable. They've created a global network of ordinary people working together toward a common goal. This isn't driven by corporate interests or institutional investors. It's powered by individuals who believe in financial freedom and inclusion. From organizing local meetups to developing community applications, pioneers have shown that the strength of Pi Network comes from its people, not just its technology. As we move toward February 2025, the excitement in the Pi Network community is growing. Years of patience, daily mining, and community building are about to be put to the test. The transition to mainnet will mark the beginning of a new chapter 1, where Pi coins can be freely traded, where the utility built within the ecosystem can expand to the broader world, and where pioneers can finally see the fruits of their patience. Pi Network represents more than just another cryptocurrency. It represents a vision of financial inclusion and technological accessibility. In a world where traditional financial systems often exclude billions of people, Pi Network offers an alternative that anyone with a smartphone can access. This democratization of cryptocurrency could have profound implications for global economic equality and individual financial freedom. So there you have it, pioneers. The wait is almost over, and February 2025 could mark the beginning of a new era for Pi Network and everyone who believed in this vision from the early days. Remember Sarah, the teacher from the Philippines I mentioned at the beginning? She's still mining every day, still believing in the vision, and still preparing for what could be a life-changing opportunity. The key now is to stay informed, stay engaged, and stay prepared for whatever comes next. The journey has been long, but the destination is finally in sight. If you found this video helpful and you're excited about Pi Network's future, make sure to hit that like button right now. And don't forget to write Pi Network to the moon along with your country name and flag in the comments below. I love seeing where our global community of pioneers is watching from. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel because I'll be covering every major development as we approach the mainnet launch. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any updates that could be crucial for your Pi Network journey. Share this video with your fellow pioneers who need to hear this information. The more informed our community is, the stronger we become together. And remember, whether you're in the United States, Nigeria, India, Brazil, or anywhere else in the world, we're all part of the same Pi Network family working toward the same goal of financial freedom and inclusion.